Hey, what's up guys? This is Jake with Hookah Daily and Shisha Forum. Just wanted to catch you guys up of where I've been the last few days and get the videos picked up again and talk a little bit about my most recent adventure while Tyler was in town from Denver, Colorado. And many of you guys know about the stolen hookahs. My garage was actually broken into about a month ago. Didn't notice it. I don't know how long it was before I actually noticed it between the time it happened and when I found out, but went down to my garage to get some shisha to send out to some of the forum members, and noticed all my shisha was gone, all my hookahs were gone. Somebody apparently broke into my garage, took all my stuff, and I had 25 or so hookahs missing. And so basically called the police right after it happened. They came out, filed a report, and believe it or not, they've actually been amazing helping me out with the whole situation. Detectives have been coming by on a regular basis. They've been doing their investigation, calling me, calling all my friends, interviewing all my friends, and interviewing everybody that's been to my house. But I mean, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has just been outstanding on the whole investigation. During my story, I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to give away any personal information. Try to protect anybody that may be innocent of proven guilty. Plus, I don't want to, stir up anything that I'm not supposed to talk about, I guess. So about a month after I noticed my hookahs were gone, and after we were looking around and the police were investigating it, trying to find out who it could be, I've been searching Craigslist for amount of time, and a few days ago, about a week ago, I noticed on Craigslist an ad for hookahs for trade. They wanted to trade some items, or they wanted $65 for the hookahs or something like that, and they also said that they were Mia brand hookahs. Which is crazy, because you don't find brand new Mia hookahs for $65, and not even all of them are Mia hookahs. Only a handful of them, and they said 4 Mia hookahs. A lot of them are Egyptians, KMs, things like that. I went ahead and emailed them. They replied back saying, yeah, they had some hookahs. They would trade for $20 even if we were to do it that same night. I asked about the descriptions of them. They said they couldn't send pictures, but the descriptions were, one says Mia on it, one was blue with flowers, one was black with flowers, and none of them had hoses, which is really ironic because none of my hookahs that were stolen from my garage had any hoses with them at all. I thought that would kind of throw up a red flag, and what kind of brand new hookahs that somebody tries to sell doesn't come with hoses. So I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and at the same time I went ahead and called my detective and got him on the line. Unfortunately, I couldn't actually reach him. I did leave him a message, had him call me back, and the very next morning he called me back. So we eventually got the person's phone number. It was actually a female, and we actually told her, we actually were talking to her on my girlfriend's account. So if they did happen to know me, they wouldn't know that that I was the one that was talking to them about trying to get the hookahs. So we got their phone number, and the next morning the detective decided that he wanted to get everybody together, including several other officers, myself and my girlfriend. Tyler stayed here at the house, and we met at a barbecue place here in Jacksonville. So we all met there the next morning. Abby got off from break, all met there. So we had a few officers. We had myself, our detective was in plain clothes in his police car. And we, right at that point, decided we were going to start trying to call the suspect and try to get her on the phone, text message, or say, hey, look, we want to meet up, we want to do the sale, we want to do the buy. Once we see the hookahs are ours, I mean, it's pretty much we already knew 100% that they were my hookahs. So couldn't get her on the phone. She didn't answer. She didn't reply to text, anything. So finally, the police said, you know what? We know where she lives, because they did her email address that she applied from had her name. We found out her address, and basically they found her address in the system through the electric company. They were just going to go to a knock and talk. They're like, look, we can't get a hold of her. You guys just go ahead and go home, hang out with Tyler, and we're going to go do a knock and talk. We're compromising the thing. We might, they might get spooked by it, but we're at least going to knock on the door, see if we can talk to them about, any missing product or whatever. So anyways, as we were pulling out of the parking lot, she texted back. She said, hey, I can meet whenever or wherever. Called my detective, who was right in front of me in a police car. He stopped, told the other police officers who looked, she replied. So we decided to meet at a grocery store. We met at a nearby grocery store. And when we got there was about 5 or 6 police officers, and they brought an undercover vehicle. My detective was in plain clothes, Abby was in plain clothes. We all went behind the grocery store. She was texting she was on the way with the hookahs. She had her baby in the car. They were meeting out front. I'm trying to make the long story short as much as possible, but we went around back. Finally, the detective and Abby got in an undercover pickup truck while all the police cruisers were behind the store. pulled around the front of the store and waited for while we were in the back. They gave the code word that the hookahs were definitely ours because Abby knows them. And the police all went around the building, blocked her in. Put your hands up, nobody move. Read her rights, they were our hookahs. I signed off for the hookahs that were mine. There was 4 of them at the time. There was a KM, there was the Grand Hookah with the 4 bowls, there was a couple of Mias. At that point, they went ahead and got a warrant for her. She fed some bullshit story that she got them from a flea market, or she got them from a friend and all that, but finally she admitted that her and her boyfriend and her friend would check the garage doors in my apartment complex, and when they found something they liked, they would come back later with the car and load up. They got the warrant. I took Abby back to work, went and got Tyler here, and we went down the road that the apartment complex was on where apparently they lived. As soon as we pulled in the apartment complex, me and Tyler must have seen 6 or 7 police cars all sitting in front of a building. They were carrying out TVs, they were carrying out laptops, they were carrying out football helmets, Jaguars football helmets autographed. They were pulling out hookahs. We just sat in the car while all the police were there in the crime scene, and they had 3 people in custody and handcuffs, all 18-year-old kids. But to get out and sign for those hookahs, I mean, it was something else. They are looking at all felony charges. Both of the guys have 4 felonies. The girl has 2 felony charges. They're all looking between 1 and 2 years in jail. There was about 20 people stolen property in their house. So, I mean, definitely made a lot of people's day by finding this girl on Craigslist trying to sell a product. But I mean, when it's all said and done, out of 25 hookahs taken, or 20 or 25 around there, we got 7 hookahs back. Some of the nicer ones, the KM Chiller and things like that. Out of about $25 to $3,500 in shisha, we got about $30 back worth. A couple of small little 50-gram boxes. And we got a few of the Mia cases back and stuff like that. But just to have justice and see the people in jail and have some of my product back, I mean, it just, and to know who it is and have some kind of closure, it means the world. Now I have an alarm system in my garage. I'll be definitely keeping an eye on my things a little better. But I just wanted to catch you guys up what's been going on this last few weeks. I got to speak with the state attorney next week sometime. I have all the evidence printed out to give the detective for the court case. I'm going to press charges and sue for the full restitution, the value of the hookahs that are missing. There's probably another $5,000, $4,000 that I'm still claiming in restitution. So I'm going to definitely sue and press charges, try to get as much back as far as value as I can. Got a review coming up tomorrow for you guys, and I just wanted to catch you guys up of where I've been. It's been an exciting last week or so, but that's basically it. Thanks for everybody for all your assistance, kind words, things like that. Finding the hookah snatchers. Till next time, guys, this has been Jake with Hookah Daily and Shisha Forum, letting you guys know where I've been. And if you happen to have your hookah stolen or your house broken into, it's just keep an eye on Craigslist and eBay and things like that. You'd be surprised on if you can catch people. So you guys take it easy.